Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Fresh Air. And this is Casey out here in nature saying thank you for joining, thank you for signing on. And today we're going to talk about something super important that my buddy Stefan asked about in a previous comment. Stefan, big ups to you. The question he asked was, how do you get out of your own way? Knowing all the stuff that you know, going through all the stuff you've been through, how do you actually now move out of your own way and on the path to success? Well, today we're going to discuss 7 ways or 7 things you need to remember to get out of your own way. As always, thanks for joining. Like, subscribe, and share. And I love putting out these videos, love being out here in nature. So I'd love to hear from you in a future comment. Thank you. How to get out of your own way. Tip number 1, stop relying on willpower. Stop relying on willpower. If you're relying on willpower to carry you through, will it work? Yes, it'll work a bunch of times. But there'll be many more times when you and anybody else gets tired, gets frustrated, and things start to fall apart. So my advice is, save willpower for when it really matters. Save willpower for those times when nothing else works but just hardcore, bare knuckle will and grit. Do it, yes. Do it. Use it, yes. But don't rely on just willpower. It'll falter, it'll fail. Just like if you try to run 100,000 miles, eventually you get tired. Willpower is the same way. In other words, your willpower is exhaustible. And I know the stalwarts out there might disagree with me, but I'll tell you this. Think about anything that human beings do and the fact that we can't do it consistently all the time. There are times when we kind of wax and wane, almost like if you think about a cycle, up and down, up and down. And for the best of us, those cycles might be a little shorter, but there are definitely cycles up and down. So if you want to get out of your own way, I recommend stop relying on willpower. And I know a little something about this, folks, because I spent a lot of years in my life relying primarily on willpower. Relying on willpower to work a dozen jobs, to outpace anybody else, to outwork anybody else, and to outthink anybody else. But the problem is, there will come days, and we all have them, when you just don't feel like it. When you just don't feel like it. You don't feel like doing anything. You don't want anyone talking to you. And on those days, what are you going to rely on? Your willpower may not be enough. And I'll tell you something else. Willpower is wonderful, and developing it is important and good. But I found anyway, in the course of my life, that when I rely solely on willpower, I have many more failures. But there's something much better than willpower that can work for you as you try to get out of your own way. And we're going to talk about it in the next point. Instead of willpower, here's what I recommend. Structure your habits so that they're in line with what you want to accomplish. And the next thing is, right up there with habits, is structuring your environment so that it supports what you're trying to do. So what did I say? Structure your habits and your environment so they support what you're trying to do. And so they make it that you don't have to rely on willpower to get it done. You won't have to rely on willpower, because if your habits and your environment are right in line with what you're trying to do, then willpower becomes less and less important. The other thing I'll add to that is habits, environment, and the other one is super, super important, and that's your friends. Yeah, that's right. The people you surround yourself with can help you stay out of your own way. In fact, if those people are moving in the direction that you want to move in and are accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish and are putting a lot of positive energy and love and life into you, you can't help but be successful. I'm telling you, it'll work every time. So tip number 2 in getting out of your own way, and that is to start small and simple. What did I say? Start small and simple. And I'll tell you why. Because I found anyway that when things are too complex, you don't want to do it. Guess what? We're all human. And when things get too complicated for too long, we get frustrated and we want to leave it alone. Small and simple, I'll tell you 2 things it does for you. Number 1, it makes every task manageable. And number 2, it makes every task brainless. Why is that important? Because anything that's too hard or too complicated runs a greater risk of not getting done. Think about it. How many times do you stop doing something because of how hard or how complex it is? Number 3 on the list of 7 is make it fun and reward every success, no matter how small or how great. What did I say? Make it fun and reward every success. And I'll tell you why. Ever think about how awesome it is when someone comes to you and says, "Hey man, that was such a phenomenal thing you did. We really appreciate it. We love it." What you're doing is you're hacking into your brain chemicals that help you want to do more and want to go farther and want to get the job done. It works on kids and it works on adults. I'm telling you that for sure. Surefire way to get people to stop doing something: criticize everything, and if they have a small loss or they didn't get it quite right, make a big deal out of it. It's the quickest and easiest way to get people to not want to do something. So that works also for you. Think about it. If every success, no matter how small or how great, is celebrated, that's putting energy back into you so that you can get out of your own way. Number 4 on the list of 7, that's right, number 4 on the list of 7 is make it extremely painful to do what's wrong. What did I say? Make it extremely painful to do what is wrong. And I'll tell you right now, just to be on the real tip, I tried this little experiment with myself. It was very, very tough for me back in the old days to just simply wake up on time in the morning. Because I'm a night owl, so I'd stay up late. I'd stay up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I'd have to get up at 6. And it was so hard and painful just to get up. So what did I do? I took a simple step. I made it very painful to stay in bed. I turned my alarms on, and I put them very far away from me. They were loud, so loud enough to wake me up, disturb my sleep, and make it just obnoxious and annoying, but at the same time, they were far enough away that I physically had to get out of bed, walk over to the alarm, and turn it off. I'll tell you what that did for me. It didn't happen right away, but eventually what happened is I started to get into this habit of, as soon as my alarm goes off, to wake up and actually get out of bed. And I made it very painful to stay in bed. Made it super painful because my alarms are completely obnoxious. They're completely and utterly obnoxious, and you will be completely annoyed. You'll want to shoot yourself. So you will get out of bed and you will turn off the alarm. That's just one simple way of making something painful. Another way to make it painful is to tell someone else what you're going to do. Tell someone who you know will get on your case if you don't do it. Go ahead and tell them and see what'll happen. If you don't do it, they'll get on your case and it'll be painful. It'll be even more painful to try to tell them to shut the heck up and leave you alone. But it will be painful, and it will help you sort of get out of your own way. Do you get what I'm dishing here? Now, the 5th on the list of 7 of how to get out of your own way is to hang around people who are most like the person that you want to be. What did I say? Hang around people who are most like the person that you want to be. So if there is someone that you know in your circle or some people you know that are displaying those habits, that are finding those successes, that are winning in the way that you want to win, take them out to dinner. Take them out to coffee. Take them out to lunch. Do whatever you have to do. That $5 or $10 or $20 or whatever you spend will be well worth it. I guarantee it. So take them out to lunch. Take them out to dinner. Talk to them. You'd be surprised how many people who have found success doing things are more than happy to share their experiences with you. So I recommend pay for the lunch. Pick up the tab. It'll be the best $20 you ever spent. And I guarantee it won't be like that all the time, but spend as much time as you can around them. This will be extremely helpful because attitudes are contagious. Attitudes are more contagious than diseases. Spirits are more contagious than viruses. I'm telling you the truth. So hang around people who have the attitudes and the spirit that you most want. And I guarantee that that'll make a difference for you. You can't help it. Trust me on this. So number 6 on the list of 7 things that you can do to get out of your own way is make it easy, make it extremely easy and brainless to do what helps you. What did I say? Make it extremely easy and extremely brainless to do what helps you. Here are some perfect examples. If you want to go running, make sure you put your running shoes, you put your gear, you put everything that you need for running in a place where it's super easy. In fact, you're almost tripping over it to get where you want to get to. The second thing, if you want to go running, make sure you pass by the location that you would run at, either on your way to or on your way from work, or on your way to or from the grocery, however you want to do that. If you want to change your diet, make sure when you go to the grocery store, buy only the things and the snacks and the foods and whatever that's going to help you on your new diet. Why is that important? Because, again, willpower will fail you, but your habits and what's easy, again, the fact that it's easy just makes it something that you will do. You're stacking the deck in your favor. You're stacking the deck so that the law of averages begins to work for you. What do I mean by that? Think about this. If you, anything at all, whatever it is that you want to do, whether you want to meet somebody, whether you want to win in business, whether you want to get a hold of your diet, whether you want to get exercise, whether you want to get more sleep, whatever it is, when you start increasing the likelihood of success by making it super, super, super easy to do, then the likelihood that you do it increases, and I'll go out on a limb and say that you'll have no choice but to actually do it. So what did I say? Number 6 on the list of 7 is make it stupid easy to do what's good for you. Now, number 7 on how to get out of your own way, this is my favorite on the list, actually, and it's probably one of the most important. And effectively, number 7 says, if you miss the mark, like if you didn't get it, if it didn't work, if you didn't get to where you wanted to get to, if you weren't successful this time, guess what? Don't sweat it. No sweat. If you miss the mark, keep going, keep trying. Don't beat yourself up about it. In fact, applaud yourself for trying and just get back on the horse and do it again. What did I say? If you miss the mark, don't stress. Don't get weird about it. Don't beat yourself up about it. Instead, applaud yourself for trying. Think about the fact that you'll have another opportunity to do it. And think about the fact that you found another thing on the list of things that you can add to your story. So if you miss the mark, that's okay. We all miss the mark sometime. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just get back on the horse and try again. Number 1 is stop relying on willpower. Number 2 is start small and simple. Number 3 is make it fun and rewarding by celebrating every success, no matter how great or small. Number 4, make it extremely painful to do what is bad for you. I mean, make it so painful that you never want to do it again. And that's the point of that. Number 5, hang around the people most like you want to be. So hang around people who are most like the person that you want to be. Number 6, make it easy to do what helps you. Make it very, very easy to do what helps you. And number 7, if you miss the mark, don't stress. Don't stop. Keep going. If you fall off, get back on the horse, keep going, and don't even remember it. Don't even think about it. Brush off your shoulders or your knees or whatever you need to do, get back on the horse, and keep going. The more you stress about it, the more energy you put beating yourself up, the less energy you have to get back and be successful. So these are my 7 on the list of 7 things, or 7 things that you can do to get out of your own way. 7 things you can do to get out of your own way. Hey, Fresh Air family. Thanks so much for listening to my video today on 7 things that you can do, or 7 steps that you can take to get out of your own way. And I just want to let you know that these are not an exhaustive list. So there's many, many other things that you can do. But these 7 things represent a really, really good place to start that can get you on the path to where you want to be. And I share them with you because they work for me. And I guarantee they'll work for you. And I'm sure they worked for other people who were here long before I was. But just remember, when you're plotting your course and your path through life, you don't have to get it right first time. You don't have to get it right every time. You just need to keep going, and you need to keep learning, because by moving forward, by learning, by adjusting, and by continuing to move forward, you have no choice but to be successful, because you're engaging 2 of the most phenomenal laws to work for you. The law of averages, the law of momentum, and 3, really, the law of cause and effect. All those things are working in your favor when you keep going, keep learning, and most importantly, when you take action. So this is Casey on Fresh Air saying thanks for listening to this video. Like, subscribe, and share. And I can't wait to read your comments and to make another video that's relevant to you, what you're thinking about, what you want. And as always, my encouragement, get out in nature. It'll do wonders for your psyche. It'll do wonders for your mind. And it's just healthy and fun. This has been Casey with another episode of Fresh Air, alternate interpretations of reality. I hope you found this recording useful. And I encourage you, if you do, please like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel, where I will upload new content every week. Thank you.